From today's New York Times, this is an article entitled, "An Open Door for Pesticide Lobbyists at the USDA." Mr. Chairman, I ask unanimous consent to insert this article into this record.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I quote from that article. At a private meeting in September, congressional aides asked Rebecca Adcock, a top official at the Department of Agriculture, to reveal the identities of the people serving on the deregulation team that she leads at the agency. Ms. Adcock, a former pesticide industry executive, brushed off the request. Ms. Adcock, you are here before the Oversight Committee, which is the principal investigative committee of Congress, and I do have a question for you. Who are the members of the regulatory task force that you lead? What are their respective backgrounds, and what is their status as a political appointee or a civil servant?
My understanding is from the committee, and I apologize if your staff thought that I brushed off that request. That was not my intention. My intention was to share with them that we had not made the list public. We hadn't asked the members whether that would be acceptable, and then I would take that back to see if we could share that list. So if there was a misunderstanding, I apologize for that.
Thank you. Have you gone back to the task force and discussed with these federal employees whether or not it is appropriate to release their names and their backgrounds and their status?
It is my understanding that that list has been forwarded to the committee through our Office of Congressional Relations.
When was that?
It could have been in the last few days. I'm not certain.
All right. Mr. Chairman?
But I'm happy. The bottom line is you will be provided the name. I can give you a brief summary. It's approximately 40 people, almost exclusively composed of career staff throughout USDA.
I'm very interested in that list, Mr. Chairman. I would expect for our side to receive that, to share that information with us as soon as possible.
It will be.
Thank you. Mr. Keckler, are the names of the HHS task force members available on its website?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
It's not this is an internal group, the deliberative group. We normally, thus far, have handled most of the outreach via the component agencies of HHS with the stakeholder outreach.
Well, Mr. Kecker, let me just say to you that this is a particularly unique situation, and the decisions that they would be considering have a tremendous impact of both positive, I hope, and negative on the constituencies that I define as the people of the United States of America. So given that this may be an internal sort of operational situation, it is vitally important that you share this information with the public so that we know the kind of people and the background and the things that they would be considering, because we do know that who you are will affect how you react to certain things. Can you possibly make those available to us?
Yes, ma'am. We'll be happy to send that list to you. In my written testimony today, the composition of the task force in terms of the positions of persons is provided, but we can also send you a list of the current members.
Yes, and you know what? This request is not only for your three agencies in general, Mr. Chairman. We should ask each of the departments to share this information with us. These are very important considerations that are going to take place, and transparency is very important, as well as ensuring that there are no conflicts of interest anywhere in the deliberations of these issues. And sometimes that whole issue of conflict of interest has arisen very much in this current administration. And with that, I thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.